Video opens with a camera shot of quick flashes of NWABA athletes, and text reading, "Meeting a blind person. Everyday actions for inclusion with NWABA's logo." The three individuals in this video are sitting side by side on stools, with their guide dogs at their feet on a hardwood floor, with a brick wall in the background.
Welcome to our Perspectives on Blindness Etiquette video.
Text appears that reads, Kirsten French, Senior Programs Manager, NWABA.
My name is Kirsten, and I'm about 5 feet tall. I have long brown hair. I'm wearing a light blue t-shirt, and at my feet is my female yellow guide dog, Knightley. And I'll pass it on to my left.
Text appears that reads, Sherry Chauvin, Senior Operations Manager, Nike.
Hi, I'm Sherry Chauvin, and I'm about 5'7". I have brown hair and brown eyes, and at my feet is my yellow Labrador Retriever named Haviland.
Text appears that reads, Lillian Goodman, Payroll Specialist, NWRESD.
Hi, I'm Lillian Goodman. I am about 5'4". I have long reddish-brown hair and blue-green eyes, and at my feet is my guide dog Spinoza, who is a Golden Retriever Lab Cross.
As we share about these perspectives, it's really helpful to remember that each person's perspective is going to be different and is going to be their own, but in doing so, each of these are lived experiences, and each of these perspectives and all the perspectives of those that you might interact with, whether it's at a program, at camp, or somewhere just out in the community, each person's perspective is their own, and it's an opportunity to learn from that person's perspective, to value their perspective. Blindness is a spectrum. For some people, blindness may look like total blindness and no light perception. Other people may have some light perception. Others may have photosensitivity or some field loss, whether it's no central vision or no peripheral vision, and everything in between. And as we go through that, we're also going to be using a lot of different language, whether it's blind, blindness, low vision, visual impairment, vision loss. And we're going to be using all of this language interchangeably. As we use all of this language interchangeably, it's also important to remember that within the blind and low vision community, different people choose to use different language to identify themselves. Vision loss is part of people's identity, and in doing so, everybody has an opportunity to choose their own identity. And someone might choose to self-identify in one way one day and one way a different day. And that's their own choice in the same way that's true for all identities. So as you interact with someone, it's important, as is true for all identities, to respect what identity that person chooses, because this is their own lived experience and they're sharing that with you and they're sharing that identity with you. And it's important to respect that. For many people, when they join our programs or meet someone who's blind or low vision, that's the first time that they are meeting someone with vision loss. What do you think is important for someone who's sighted to know before they meet someone with vision loss?
I think just at the very beginning of a meeting is really just to introduce yourself or announce yourself. What happens is if let's say you're in a room with the lights out and there's a lot of people in that room and someone says hello, like you're thinking, are they speaking to me or are they speaking to someone else? So it's always really important to identify yourself, and so that the person who is blind is aware that you're even there or that you're there to talk with them. So simply, hi Sherry, I'm Janice. I'm pleased to meet you. I'm holding my hand out to shake your hand. Something like that, just to let them know. And conversely, when you're leaving the room, to go ahead and let someone know that you're leaving, because there's lots of times when I think that person's still there and I'm talking to them and I find they're not even there anymore.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I think it's also important to remember that that isn't true for just the first time you meet someone, but each time you meet someone. Because I know for myself, after I know someone well or know that I might be expecting to see that person in a space, I can pick up their voice. But if I've met someone once or we see each other occasionally, but it's only a more casual acquaintance, I'm not going to remember their names. And it can get really awkward when someone says, "Oh, hey, Kirsten, how are you doing?" And then you have to start that conversation with, who is that person? Where did I last meet them? Trying to pull that and not being able to be fully present for the conversation.
And I would also add, like, if you know someone really well, like a family member, and you're not expecting them to be in a certain place, for them to also announce themselves, yeah, I think that is also important. And I think, people that are close to us kind of forget that, if it's out of context, we might not recognize that person's voice. So to still identify themselves when, they're coming up to you.
So as we wrap up our time here, we want to leave everyone with that reminder to connect with each other, to stay open-minded, and to remember what brought you here, to help build those bridges and connect and empower everyone to help continue to build a community where everyone's engaged.
Video ends with a camera shot of quick flashes of NWABA athletes and the NWABA logo.